Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're looking at how generative AI is forcing a huge rethink in higher education and, why that might actually be a fantastic opportunity.
Okay, let's just dive right in. For the past 5 years, higher education has been on a total roller coaster. First, boom, the pandemic hits, forcing this massive, messy shift to remote teaching. Then, we had the big push for a return to normal. And just when it felt like everyone could finally catch their breath, generative AI lands and, well, shakes everything up all over again.
And with every one of these disruptions, the gut reaction has been to sort of circle the wagons and protect this idealized version of the university. But here's a thought. What if AI isn't the thing that's breaking education? What if it's just shining a massive spotlight on the cracks that were already there?
Right, and this is the absolute heart of the issue. When the whole system seems to value getting a grade more than actually understanding something, well, of course students are going to find the most efficient way to get that grade. So from that point of view, using AI isn't really cheating the system, it's just playing the game. It's a totally rational response to a flawed setup.
So where does this vulnerability even come from? Well, it stems from a very specific model of education, one that, intentionally or not, has made our universities the perfect target for this kind of disruption. It has a name: the knowledge factory.
And look, this idea isn't new. The philosopher Jean-François Lyotard was talking about this decades ago. He basically described an education system designed to be a production line, one that efficiently churns out skilled people to fill jobs and keep the economic engine running.
Just think about the key features of this factory, right? Standardized tests, giant lecture halls, this relentless focus on output instead of the actual journey of learning. These are the exact things that are so easy for AI to automate. But it's worse than that. These practices often push real, meaningful learning to the side. They make inequalities worse, and, as the critic Henry Giroux put it, they're more focused on producing compliant workers than critical thinkers.
So, okay, if the factory model is the problem, what's the solution? It's definitely not about trying to find a better way to catch students using AI. No, it's about a complete shift in how we think about what a university education is even for.
So here's the pivot. Instead of a factory assembly line that rewards speed and doing the same thing as everyone else, imagine the university as a kind of studio workshop, a place that's all about dialogue, craftsmanship, and trying things over and over again. You see, AI can easily disrupt the factory's boring, standardized tasks. But in a workshop, it just becomes another tool in the toolbox, something that complements the human process of creating and thinking.
And the best part? This isn't some pie-in-the-sky idea. Educators and thinkers are already building this alternative vision. There are these really powerful movements happening right now that are laying the groundwork.
For example, you've got the ungrading movement, which is all about shifting the focus away from just getting a grade to getting real, meaningful feedback that actually makes you curious. Then there's the open education movement, which is about empowering students to be creators of knowledge, not just consumers. And on top of that, you have teaching with care, which is about creating a supportive environment for the whole person. Each of these makes the system so much more resilient to automation.
So how do we actually do this? Well, it starts with moving away from the big, scary final exam and toward projects that grow and change with feedback. Grades become less of a final verdict and more just one part of an ongoing conversation. Assignments get designed to be personal, to require some real thought, things you just can't outsource to a machine. And in that world, AI becomes a collaborator, not a cheat code.
Okay, let's bring this all together. Because the choice that AI is forcing on us, it isn't really about technology at all. It's about what we believe the whole point of higher education actually is.
Think about it. In a world facing some pretty huge challenges, climate change, social division, you name it, students need more than just job training. They need to find purpose. They need hope. And that's something the old factory model just isn't built to deliver. This quote just absolutely nails it. The challenge isn't about protecting some old, dusty system from a new piece of tech. The real opportunity here is to listen to what this disruption is telling us and to finally build the kind of university that's human, that's relevant, and that truly serves the students of today.
So in the end, the real conversation isn't about whether we should ban AI or embrace it in the system we have now. It's about whether we have the courage to design a better one.